But DRS, also a ton of games to break down from the hardwood handicap perspective on this Thursday. Minnesota on the road against the Magic in Orlando. The Magic, a slight home underdog right now, catching 4.5 points, but reports around Orlando, Paolo Banchero, the team's best player, could be on his way back at a point this week. Maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. Line is up to 5.5. I do believe if Banchero was playing, this would be closer to a pick'em. So I think the line is telling us maybe not tonight, Paolo Banchero's return.
Yeah, I have him in the estimated starting lineup here.
Oh,
Anthony,
really?
KCP, De Silva, Banchero, and Badazzi as the lineup. Now, granted, that could change. And also, you see that people get excited where he's coming back. If he's under a minutes restriction, we're like, hey, you're going to get 22 minutes as opposed to 32 if you're playing well. That does make a difference. But you're always buying the narrative because what are most people going to look at? 3.5 is the opening number up to 5.5. Oh, that means he's not playing, but also how well is he going to play? And if he does play, are you just going to take the Magic as if they're back intact with most of their star players? I tend to lean towards that line at 5.5, but you know as well as I do, once it's announced that he is going to play tonight, if he does, that line's not going to be 5.5. That'll drop back a little bit.
No player props listed right now on the FanDuel Sportsbook on the Magic side of things. Orlando now a 5.5-point dog. When booked as a dog, often without Banchero, not great covering numbers, 5, 9, and 1 against the spread. There are props out for the Timberwolves, who we know are ready to go for this matchup, including the Ant-Man. 25.5 is his points prop. You see the assist numbers and the rebound numbers as well. That graphic's looking pretty good from a prop perspective. Anything you like on Anthony Edwards tonight?
More points, and more points. Keep it going here at this point. But again, when you're taking a look at the Minnesota Timberwolves and Orlando, we know Orlando doesn't play with a lot of pace. So you see the total. It's like, what's going on? Like, it actually been opened up at FanDuel, New Jersey, 206.5, down to 200.5. Can somebody score in this game? Goodness.
Yeah, it is a very, very low number, almost a playoff total for tonight's game. Really good matchup in the Western Conference between the two teams that sit second and third. The Rockets 24-12, 36 games, 24 wins. The Grizzlies 24-13, 37 games, 24 wins, but just one more L at this moment. And right now on FanDuel, no longer a 2-point line, just one. Basically a pick 'em on the money line, DRS. The Rockets minus 110, a slight favorite in the Grind City, but the Grizz minus 106 on the other.
Yeah, give me the Grizz at this point. That line opened up at 3.5 and has now shrunk all the way down to -1, as you pointed out here. You take a look at the anticipated starting lineup. As long as it's being John Morant and Desmond Bane, I'm going to take Memphis at home to pull out the slight upset.
I'm counting up the games that we have tonight. 9 in total around the NBA, including the Phoenix Suns at home. 6-point favorite against the Atlanta Hawks. The Suns, well below 500 right now, need to figure it out, both in their winning ways and what exactly their rotation is looking like. Bradley Beal expected to be off the bench for a third consecutive game, coming off the bench this week for the first time in 9 years in his NBA career. His props for Thursday, 15.5. That points prop off the bench. Can he still go over, even technically as a reserve?
Yeah, he's going to want to do that because if he wants to pick his spot or waive his no-trade clause, you want to at least be doing it in style. And also, don't you want to prove a point? Or are you the type of player that goes, I have hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, I'm coming off the bench, I don't feel like playing? That line opened up as a look-ahead line at -3 towards Phoenix, has now risen to 6 at this point, and 238. So we're expecting points. But anytime you see Booker, Durant, and Beal in the lineup for capabilities, I agree with that line movement here. Look, something's been wrong the whole year with the Suns, but if they're healthy enough to play in this basketball game against an underwhelming starting lineup for the Hawks, come on now. You got to be able to win this game, Suns, and cover.
Suns 3 game below 500, 16-19.
Brutal.
Phoenix, the worst cover team in the NBA, 12-23 against the spread. Just awful. Some college basketball action in the Big Ten. Again, home floor advantage. How critical is it in conference action? The Buckeyes now a 3.5-point home favorite against Oregon. The Ducks have 5 quad one wins this year. Tonight's game is that opportunity. Michigan State laying a big number at home against UW. The Spartans still unbeaten in Big Ten play. And again, another home floor opportunity inside the rack. Rutgers catching 1.5 against Purdue.